But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. I would love to have you in the fam. If you're just coming back, today we're going to be doing a little newer version of my top 10 series. So I've had a top 10 series running for quite a bit of time on this channel. However, today I thought it'd be interesting to switch it up and make it my top 15. So today we're going to be talking about my top 15 artists that I've been listening to most recently. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right in. So this is going to be my top 15 current favorite artists at the moment. I do most of my listening to music on Spotify, so this is basically based on all the stats that have come out from my most recent listening. So my number one artist at the moment is Bay City Rollers. I feel like this should not surprise anybody. I've been super obsessed with It's a Game recently. I've been listening to that album quite a bit. And then also Elevator, I've been listening to quite a bit. We Love Duncan, We Love Bless's vocals. Of course I've been listening to the other albums as well, but those are my top two favorite right now. I kind of want to do a video doing my top rankings of like It's a Game, stuff like that, because I did Elevator, so we will see what shall come next. Next up is Duncan Fora. Duncan Fora is my number two artist. It's crazy to me how long I've been listening to him. This channel's been a lot about him lately, just so you know. Duncan Fora's, pronounced Fora album. Obsessed with that. Been listening to Thank You for the Photograph quite a bit as well. Basically just listening to everything. I did create a Duncan Fora all songs playlist, so I just currently have that playing quite a bit on my Spotify. Next up is Bee Gees. The Bee Gees, of course. The Bee Gees had to make it onto this list. What would be a top songs or top artist list without the Bee Gees? We all know my long-term love for the Bee Gees. Even my sister has a photo of Andy Gibb over here. Up there, you can't see right there in that frame, but the beaches are right there as well. I have been listening to the One album quite a bit with Tokyo Nights, One, and a bunch of stuff like that. I've also been super into sizes and everything lately. I feel like I'm trying to like rediscover the artists I've been listening to quite a bit and making sure that I'm listening to more varied music from them and not just sticking to like a certain album and stuff like that, because I feel like variety is pretty good when it comes to listening to artists. Number 4 on this list is Westlife. I don't understand how they beat out Robin Gibb, but we're just gonna go with it. So Westlife Coast to Coast album is currently my favorite. Obsessed with that one. Also, I've been listening to Uptown Girl, their version, a lot. Again, I first discovered them through an Uptown Girl version on Instagram, if y'all were here for that. It was Uptown Girl that I found them through when they did their cover for it. It was all over Instagram. Anyways. Moving on, number 5 is Robin Gibb. So, of course, Robin Gibb had to make it onto this list. Everyone knows my long-term love for Robin has never gone away. I've been listening to Walls of Eyes, as always, and then, of course, Secret Agent I'm currently obsessed with. Secret Agent itself is one of my favorite songs at the moment. And then X-Ray Eyes is another good one, too. There's a lot of songs on the Secret Agent album that I feel like need to be more further discovered and talked about, so maybe I'll do a video about Robin Gibb's Secret Agent album. Next up is One Direction. Here's a variety of music. So we do have some more modern day artists on these albums. On these artist lists. Sorry, not albums. So One Direction, I've been just super obsessed with listening to all kinds of their music and stuff like that. Reflecting on the early 2010s and stuff like that. It's crazy to think that everything that's happened with the members in the band and stuff like that, and just listening to the old music kind of takes you back to the early 2010s when they were the most popular boy band next to like 5-6 the Summer and stuff like that, and the Vamps. But One Direction will always have a special place in my heart. Next up is Karoo, which is Duncan Fora and Stuart Wood's project that they had going on. I really suggest, if you have never listened to the Karoo music, you should. It's available here on YouTube as well as on Spotify. I almost said Robin. No. Woody does a couple of songs on the Karoo music, but Duncan's the main lead. And they had a couple co-writers with them on a couple of different songs. So if y'all are interested, Karoo, if you want to listen to a song suggested by me, That Girl's a Heartache is one of my favorites. And then I Remember, which is sang lead by Stuart Woodywood. Love them. Next up is Wham. Wham is my go-to artist, I feel like. Saw George Michael in the summer. It all started like many years ago when I was listening to Wham in the summer, became obsessed, and I could never get enough of George Michael's voice, so they became pretty much my quote-unquote summer artist that I would always listen to every single summer. So next up, we're bringing it back to the OG days, is R5. I feel like R5 is another artist that I listen to quite a bit in the summer. It just like gives me summery feels with the Louder album, like the extended version of the Loud album, Louder extended. I like the acoustic versions of Falling for You, I Want You Bad, Here Comes Forever. I feel like it just hits so much different with the acoustic versions of those songs, so that's what I've been not super much, I don't know why I say super much so much. However, that's what I've been diving into most recently with R5. If you didn't know, R5 did rebrand as Driver Era with Ross and Rocky, so that's a fun fact. Next up is Backstreet Boys. I still listen to the Millennium album. I did hear that they're coming out with Millennium 2.0 or something like that, which I think is super interesting. The main song I'm always listening to is I Want It That Way. I feel like everyone listens to that song. I first heard that song when Riker and Rocky went on to Wedding Band or something like a long time ago. They performed it. I don't know, it was a whole thing. It was like a thing that took over pretty much any R5 fans' minds and everything else. So, yeah. Arctic Monkeys is next. Arctic Monkeys, I never understood what the hype was about them until I actually started listening to them. Baby I'm Yours, Number One Party Anthem, Do I Wanna Know? All those songs have really overtaken my brain and altered the way I think about life, and I don't know, if you don't think that the Arctic Monkeys are good, I feel like you're kind of not listening to the right songs. I've been discovering quite a bit more about the Arctic Monkeys lately and all their different music, so I did think that they were overrated until I listened to them. So if you ever think an artist is overrated, listen to them, then make your decision, and don't judge so fast. So, love the Arctic Monkeys. Number 12 is Def Leppard. Def Leppard will always live forever in my tops. Because, you know, I even have like a bazillion Def Leppard shirts. As if nobody knew that. Def Leppard, always. I've been listening to the History album more and more. There's so many albums that I feel like nobody really talks about. Like Adrenalize and stuff like that. However, right now I'm back in my Hysteria phase. Hysteria was the first album I ever listened to from Def Leppard. Instantly became obsessed with Love and Affection. Currently obsessed with that song right now. But yeah, basically just diving into the albums one by one again. Maybe I'll do some Def Leppard content on this channel. If y'all would like to see it, let me know. Next up is Selena Gomez Insane. If you were around, obviously in the early 2010s, where your brain was like there enough and you're old enough, I feel like Selena Gomez made a huge impact on a good chunk of us. Selena Gomez in the Scene was like all those songs before she broke out onto whatever she ended up doing, you know, becoming herself and stuff like that. Those songs are like so, I don't know, they're so stuck in your brain and stuff like that. So tell me something I don't know. All those songs, A Year Without Rain, all those songs come back to you and you start thinking about them a lot more. And it like resurfaces at different periods in the year. Next up is number 14, which is 1134. 1134 is a band consisting of Lorenzo, Stefano, and Daniel. They are an emo rock band. I say emo rock band. They're an emo band from Italy. I've talked about them on this channel before. They are some of the most amazing people. Just saying. They have a lot of good songs out there since day one. Insatiable. Go check them out. Go check them out. They're still coming out with new songs and stuff like that. So as they come out, you can listen to their new music. And finally, number 15, what would a top artist be without Spencer Sutherland, the man we met? I miss Spencer so much. His albums are amazing. You can never get enough of Spencer. Hearing the songs live changes your brain and alters it forever. The Drama Tour was absolutely my favorite thing in the world. I hate that I missed the time before for the last year, but you know, life does things for you in a way that I guess maybe it's supposed to. But Spencer Sutherland is number 15 on this list, and that is my top 15 artists of the moment.